The joys of technology, I have to say. Beautiful. Okay, let's get started. And any of you that don't get this, I am seeing that the page that I set up is not working on my server for some reason. Very weird, because I tested it. But I'm going to be sending everyone the replay. So you'll make sure that you'll get it. If not now, then you'll get it later. Okay? Gorgeous. Let me just check and make sure everything is good on here. And gorgeous. All right, here we go. Okay, so for those of you that don't know me, hello, my name is Asu Hope, and I am a success coach, and I support women entrepreneurs with the creation and the foundational pieces of having a beautiful, gorgeous, passion-filled business. So what I like calling purposeful and profitable business. So I help them also create great money while doing exactly what it is that they love. So if you're in that camp, I mean, that is exactly what I'm here to do. That my purpose is really to raise women's vibration, to get them to a higher level of consciousness. How many of you really want to start making more money in your business? And if you're just starting out, how many of you want to continue to do something that you love, that you can get up in the morning and be like, yes, this is what I'm doing today, and be super excited about it? I know that for me, that was always a dream for a very long time. So I want to make sure that once you're doing it, that you're doing it the right way, right? And that you're able to do it for all the years of your life, doing something that you really love doing. Today's topic for this Google Hangout is 3 common mistakes that women entrepreneurs make that destroy their passion-based businesses, and how to avoid them once and for all. I want to thank you really for taking the time to be here. I know that we only have, I love time, but I know that we only have 24 hours in the day, and I am honored, really honored that you're choosing to spend some of that time with me. Because of that, know that you have my full commitment, that I will do everything that is in my power to do so that you have this hour of your time, this hour to 90 minutes of your time worth it for you, worth your time and energy. Before we start and I get into the juicy content, and it's going to be really juicy, I promise, I really want to share a little bit about me. And I want to make this brief because I want to get right to it. We have a lot to cover today, okay? So I was working in corporate. I know that I shared this story with some of you. And if you're in my email list, you got part of this. But I was working in corporate for a very long time, and one day while I was having a very random, it's one of those precious moments in life, right? You're having this random conversation with someone. My conversation was with my boyfriend, and I saw for the first time in my whole life that there was a possibility there for me to be able to do something that I love doing, and to make a living doing that. I had never in my life before, I thought that you get a job, you work 9 to 5, hopefully you get a really good paying job, hopefully you're able to, you know, make, like get raises and things like that. Hopefully you're able to have a very good solid 401k. I mean, those are the things that were in my head. I never thought that having a business was even possible, let alone doing something that you love doing was possible. And for me in that moment, it felt almost like the heavens opened, and the light shone down, and it was just like, oh, you know, like this finally, like I can actually see this as a possibility. And I have even known people who have business degrees, like my brother, for example, who have no concept of what you need to do in order to start a business. So I'm going to get into this in this hangout today, because even though the light shone down and all that stuff, there were a lot of obstacles, right, that I went through, and I want to share some of that with you. So if you're in the same space, you're probably resonating with what it is that I'm sharing with you. So when I started my business, I started it blind, even though I had had some training from the school that I went to. And 1 year later, I had gone through a whole year. So much time had passed, and I had spent over $50,000 in my business setting up the structures and coaches and programs. And I was exactly in the same place after 1 full year of putting all my time and all of my effort and everything. I was doing everything right. So I felt. And yes, I had a few clients, but I was not bringing in money consistently. I kept thinking to myself, what is going on? You know, why is this happening? Like, I'm doing everything right. I know everything that I need to know. Why is this not working? Okay, I felt like I feel like I had this huge gift inside me. Like, I wanted to serve more people. I wanted to help more people. But there was this huge weight on my chest. Like, it was almost suffocating me, that was preventing me from taking the right actions. I knew what I had to do, but there were many things that I was just not willing to do. And those were the things that ended up going to the bottom of my to-do list. And I knew that without doing those things, I could not stay in business. So I was definitely treating my business as if it were a hobby. Okay, it was not a business. I was not treating it like a businesswoman. And I was happy with whatever clients came in when they did, with little effort on my part. One of the biggest mistakes that I made was, and I talked about this as one of the biggest problems, because it really is, was the fact that I was replicating the way that I worked in corporate with my business. What this means is that I was doing things. So I was getting things done all day long, doing. But none of those things were the things that I actually needed to do to make money. They were all of the having a business, but none of the sales, none of the marketing, none of the lead generation, all those things that actually do bring in clients, that do create, you know, the money, the income. So I was doing them, and I also wasn't doing them. Like, yeah, I was doing them here and there. Obviously, I had some clients, but I was not doing them enough or consistently to get the results that I wanted. And my mentor told me this a while ago, and he shares this all the time, that you have to become comfortable being uncomfortable. And I was just not willing to do that. There was something, like I said, there was this huge, you know, pain inside of my chest that was just holding me back from being able to receive that level of you know, support for myself. And I don't know why I was doing those things, but it was actually, I was there for a very long time. Like I said, it was a whole year that I was there, and I was still like not making any progress. So what I did in order to get out of it was that I focus on the 3 points that I will be discussing on this hangout today. And since then, I have had more clients come to my business. I have been able to create even more interaction with my marketing. And best of all, I feel like I'm sharing my gifts with the world more. Even this morning, I had 2 gorgeous clients. I had a client at 8 and one at 11. And I was high. I was high at the end of those 2 calls. I was just high, because I see the possibilities of what it is that they're creating for themselves. I see what I'm doing in my life. I'm living my purpose. I'm helping them live their purpose. And there is nothing more exciting than that. That's what I want to help you create today. Okay, so my intention is that by the end of this hangout, you sometimes the Spanish comes out, you will know what you need to start doing to reboot by avoiding the three mistakes that destroy women's passion-based businesses. Does that sound good? I hope so. Okay, so what we're going to cover is we're going to be covering how to be consciously clear so you identify exactly what it is that isn't working so that you can optimize it and you can spend more of your time and money doing things that you actually love doing and none of the things that you don't, right? We're going to cover how to understand elevated emotions so that you can use them to fuel your passion and continue magnetizing your ideal clients. And we're also going to cover how to create a business mindset so that you become a businesswoman, get used to it, businesswoman or a woman entrepreneur with a profitable passion-based business rather than someone playing at a very, very expensive hobby like I was up to last year, right? And I'm going to share with you how to turn the information that I'm giving you today into lasting transformation so that you create the purposeful and profitable business. And I'll teach you as much as I can in the time that we have. And then I will share with you how you can get even more results. I hope this sounds awesome because it sounds really awesome to me. So let's start with conscious clarity. Okay, so what does that mean? This means that you have to be so clear that there's no question. So clear about what? So clear about your desires, what they are, what you want to create with your business, with your life, with your body, with whatever. Like you have to be crystal clear. Okay, your goals have to be clear. Your business plan has to be clear. The strategies that you're implementing, there is nothing left to question. Everything has to be 100% clear. Okay, and this is a deeper type of understanding. That's what I was talking about before at the beginning of the call. This is not a surface level type of understanding where you intellectually know, so to speak. This is a type of understanding that when you're applying it, you feel it. Like it's in you, it's a part of you because you are applying it and you're living it, okay? There's a huge difference between the two because you can know something for many years. Like people know that they have to lose weight. I love that example. I love using body examples because everybody can resonate with that at one point or another for the most part in their life. They have an experience of their body, right? People know what they need to do to lose weight. How come it takes someone 1,000 times to hear the same thing before they actually take action? That when they actually decide to take action and they have that faith and that commitment to what it is that they're doing, that is a deeper knowing that I'm talking about, okay? It's also the hearing of something. Like you can be hearing something, like I said, 100 times, 1,000 times before you finally get it. That is the deeper knowing. You have to have that conscious clarity, okay? There's so many examples where you not having clarity can destroy your business. And I want to start with your business desire. So when most of us start, like when I did, I just wanted to help people. I wanted to live a freedom-based lifestyle, whatever that meant to me. I wanted to be able to travel and take my business with me. I wanted, if you go back, but that's not clear. Like, I mean, if you really go back and analyze those statements, realize just how unclear they are. They're just very vague, okay? They are very, very vague. I could ask myself if I was going back in time in a machine and I was interviewing myself as to what it is that I actually did want, I could ask myself things like, how many people do you actually want to help in your business? Why do you want to help them? Do you want to help them do what specifically? Like what specifically do you want to help them do? What exactly does freedom-based lifestyle mean to you? Where do you want to travel? Okay, what type of business are you creating? That and a million other questions that gets to specificity. It has to be specific. Why? Why does it have to be specific? Because when you are specific, you can then quantify the things that you need to do to get there. Okay, obviously every action has an end result. Okay, you can create clear plans of action. You can make sure that you're on your way if you're doing the things that are taking you closer to your goal rather than away. Does that make sense to you guys? If there are any questions at any point, please type them in the Q&A section. It's very important so that at the end I'm able to answer those for you. So that means that every single action that you take in your business is either taking you towards or away. And you have to understand the priority of the action as well. So you, like I explained before, something like sales would be a lot more important than doing something like, you know, I don't know, setting up your website. That is not as important. You have to have the sales, you have to have the income, you have to be supporting people in order to be in business to begin with. So that is going to take priority over everything else. And that is something that it took me a very long time to understand. I don't want you to take as long, okay? So if you don't have this in place, okay, it severely hinders your clarity. And then you don't even know which direction you're going, because you may be doing all these different things, but they're taking you in 1,000 different directions, okay? You are very likely going to stand still. Like I stood still for one whole year of my life where I was just not making absolutely any progress, okay? I don't want that to happen to you. That's the reason why I'm sharing all of this with you today. And this is something that happened to many women, and there's many women that I have spoken to, many women that I've spoken to recently. One of them in specific I spoke to over 6 months ago, and then very recently, and she's in exactly the same place that I was too last money, and she wanted to have like a clear plan and all this place and all these things that she had wanted to do. There were all these like things that they were all heading in different directions. The product that she was working on, like when she told me, I just knew that that's not something that would make her money. So the goal was there, but the fact that she had no clarity around it would actually like not allow her to reach her goal. Because if she was clear about what it was that she was actually doing and the plan that she had, she would know that that plan would not lead to the goal. That's a very clear example. You have to be clear. You have to have the clarity. Clarity is extremely important. If you've been running around in circles for a very long time trying, and I say trying because I hate that word too. It's such, like, it doesn't mean anything. Trying to accomplish your bold goals, it's time to start flushing them out and creating real plans that are based in reality, in the truth, not in some fantasy of what is going to happen. It has to be quantifiable, okay? I'm going, and if you sign up, if you go to the link here on the side, so you can go to the link that's on the side of this Google Hangout, and it shows the link for the page, for a page that I have. You can actually have, thank you for that question. I'm going to be answering that at the end, John. So you need to have, yeah, so go to that page and you can download the PDF, the notes, and then I'm also going to have like a specific exercise there so that you can start flashing this out. Like, I want you to be clear. The clearer you are, the better your business is going to be. Believe me, this is extremely, extremely important. Okay, so let's go to number 2. Okay, number 2 is elevated emotions. And let's take a deep breath, because this is like this is a huge one. Okay, this means not having mastery over your emotions. It also means not really allowing ourselves to go into a story about what we think is actually happening, rather than what is actually happening. So the story that we have about something rather than what is actually happening, meaning the truth. And that's what I was just talking about in the last point there. Emotional mastery is about staying fully connected to the truth and using that as a guidance. And I'm going to be speaking really slowly because I really need you to listen to this. It also means that we don't try to push down our emotions. Okay? We understand that emotions are energy in motion, and they need to flow in. And most importantly, they need to flow out of our system, meaning our bodies. Otherwise, they create negative patterns inside of us. They create triggers that result in elevated emotions being completely out of control. In other words, if you don't have this piece in place, you know very well that your business, as well as your life, will be run by your emotions. And that said, you will not be making the best decisions from that place. Whoever has? Tell me if you're very emotional. What emotions isn't intuition. Like, it's not intuition. Emotions and intuition are very different. They're connected for sure, but they are not the same. Okay, there's a huge difference between the two. Yes, emotions are guidance, and they can allow us to feel the truth, like in our bodies, but most people don't have the training on this enough to understand the difference between the two. I go deeper, like much deeper into the difference in my Pearl of Purpose Mastermind. I just want to make sure that you have that information right now. Because if that is causing an issue for you, then you want to make sure that that is taken care of. That's why I'm giving you all this information. So for this one, this is how it happens. You are pleasantly, like, say for example, you're pleasantly working on your business and then something happens. So I don't know, like someone sends you a nasty email. It happens. Or someone, says no to working with you. That happens too. Then you have an emotional reaction about it, and it throws you completely, of course. Say that this is something that happens like at 10 in the morning, and then you're off for the rest of the day. Like, the rest of the calls that you have, like, for your business are crap. Like, everything starts falling down just because you're tied to that emotion. You're like in that place of emotional, and it brings you down. Like, everything else that you do for the rest of the day is affected by this one little thing that happened. We've all had those, okay? I've had to conquer that and master my emotions in order to not allow those things to happen to me anymore. But even those, and I'm telling you those because those are more on the surface level. You can totally understand when it's happening and what is happening and all that stuff. But those are not even the most dangerous ones. The emotional mastery goes even deeper than that. Those are on the surface, and those you can actually do something about eventually, because you can actually just commit and make a decision that you will no longer allow those things, those emotions, and those particular circumstances to affect you emotionally. The ones that you have to watch out for are the ones that are underneath that, the deep-rooted beliefs and values that make every part of who you are, but that are in direct conflict with what it is that you want. I will even say, like, I'm going to give you an example from my life, because this one shocked me. Very recently, I was speaking to my mentor, and he uncovered in me a specific value that I have that is in direct opposition with me taking my business to the next level. I had to confront that about myself. the problem with these types of emotions is that if they remain buried because they're hidden from us for the most part, then if we don't understand them and correct how we are being, we're blind. Nothing happens, like nothing results in anything. And you have to make sure that if we don't understand how to correct, like how we are being led blindly towards the unwanted results that we have, then we cannot make a change. And I want to give you a very specific statistic. About 90% of your decisions are based on emotions. That's day in and day out. That means that right now, practically all of the decisions, like almost like 90%, it's like almost 100%, like really almost every single one of your decisions in your business are being made based on your emotions. And if they are coming from a place that's wounded within you, and I'm not saying that, to be mean or anything in that, because like I said, I had to confront that about myself as well. If they're coming from a wounded place inside you that you may not even be aware of, everything is going in the wrong direction. So you have to make sure that ultimately, you can get control of your emotions. And that means that you will be able to then control your results, the results that you're having in your business. And I'm telling you, these are like clarity, emotional mastery, huge. If you don't do this, like this is the kind of stuff that they do not teach you in business school. Like I said before, you have to know this because you're going to be confronting this every day. And if you don't have mastery over this, it's going to be an uphill battle, and a battle that you will eventually lose. You will eventually lose. Okay? So what you want to do with your emotions for now is to start paying attention to them. You want to write them down. You want to understand where they're coming from and seeing where you have picked them up. So when you come into this world, you're a clean slate. And then you start picking things up from your parents, from your grandparents, your uncle, teachers, crazy people on the street. You start picking things up. So you want to make sure that you recognize exactly where it is that those things are coming from. So then you start seeing that they're not yours. They are not yours. They're not you. That's what a lot of people don't understand when they're studying emotional mastery, like I teach my clients, is that your emotions are not you, okay? Your beliefs are not you. And that's the next step that I'm going to get into in a moment. And whoa, was that heavy? Like, wasn't that heavy? That felt so heavy. So you want to shake it, move it around a little bit so that you can actually, allow this information to just sink in a little bit, because it's very important that you actually feel like you're absorbing everything. Okay, does that sound good for everybody? I hope everybody's having fun. I'm having a great time. If you want to, ask any questions, you can put it in the Q&A, or if you'd like to just chat, you can put it in the group chat as well. And I hope that everybody went to that side page. So if you go to Showcase, I don't know how this shows up on your end, but if you go on the side of the screen on Showcase, on the app Showcase, which looks like 2 tags, there are 2 web pages. One web page that you want to take a look at is the first one, which is the live Google Hangout page, the replay page. And that one, you can actually download the event stuff, which has the bonus exercises that I've been talking about. So it has an exercise for clarity. It has an exercise for emotional mastery. Okay, and this is going to be really supportive for you so that you can start, paying attention to how you can start up-leveling your business. And then right there's also a second page, which is for the Pearl Purpose Mastermind. And I also want you to take a look at that. I'm going to talk about that towards the end of the call, but take a look at that and see how that resonates for you. And let me get back to the content. I'm so excited. This is so much fun. I love this. Like, I'm living my purpose every day doing this kind of stuff. There are no words, really. Okay, so the third concept that I want to talk about is business mindset. And this one is, I feel, the most important one of the three. And yes, we're being run by our emotions. And actually, our mindset is what a lot of the time, because mindset is based on beliefs that we have about the world, about ourselves, about what we're capable of doing, and all other sorts of things. Like, we have beliefs about practically everything in our lives. So the emotions are linked to the beliefs, because as soon as we experience something that's in contrast to our beliefs, our values, all those things, then it kind of clashes with the mindset, and that's when you have an emotional reaction, and then the emotional reaction kind of throws everything off. The way that clarity works into the piece as well is the fact that without the clarity, then all of these things will start, you won't have truth as a basis, and and your desires as a basis, and that's when things start falling through the cracks as well. So all of these concepts really work really great, but I really do honestly believe that business mindset is number one. Okay, why? Because this is the mindset of a woman who is in business, who understands that is in business and is guiding something. She's building something that grows, not something that is a hobby. She wants a legacy business. She wants something that will continue to bring income to her and her family and her life. And this means that, and this may be a shocker for you, but she's in business to make money. When I started, I thought I was in business to help people. And it's not that I wasn't in business to help people. I am in business to help people. That is my purpose, is to raise people's women's vibration. But I'm also in business to make money. If I'm not making money, I'm not in business. I just have a very, very, very expensive hobby. Did I mention that I spent $50,000 on a very, very expensive hobby and thinking that I was actually growing a business? But I wasn't doing any of that at the time. You have to recognize what actions actually build a business and which ones don't, okay? The whole purpose of being in business is to make money, to make a profit, to exchange a service or a product for a profit. You could want to help people, and that is great. That is what I want to do. That is what I'm doing every day. I want to help other people too, but you have to understand that if you're not making money, that means that you are not in business. And this can even be called, the mindset in a way can even be called confidence. But it is much deeper than that. It goes so much deeper than that. It's not even an attitude. It's a certainty and a commitment to your own success. That's the type of mindset. The business mindset, that's what you need to have, a certainty and a commitment to your own success as a businesswoman. What this does not mean is working all day and night and not making any sales calls, and not following up on leads, and not having a clear and concise marketing strategy in place to continue to attract more clients. And that, like I said, is what I was doing. And that is what a lot of other women are doing out there. And that's the reason why a lot of my friends are going out of business. There are a lot of women that started with me that are not doing this anymore. And it really breaks my heart. It breaks my heart that it's not happening for them, because they're not able to do those things that they need to be doing. Okay, so I hope that I drilled that down enough into your mind, because I want you to understand, to really have that deep level understanding about it. If you don't become that woman, then you will not succeed in this endeavor. And this is very serious, okay? You will not be able to remain in business if you're not making money. This means being uncomfortable. This means like being in business. What does that mean? It means being uncomfortable. It means selling yourself. It means being visible, being very visible, being in a Google Hangout, and being that visible that you're able to share yourself with the world. Okay. This means giving your very best, even when you don't know that you have any more to give. Okay. This also means taking very good care of yourself. And what I mean, even if you don't know you have more to give, because most of us are giving a very small fraction of what we can give. This is something that I also had to confront about myself. I understood that I was just playing around. I was playing at a business. I was not doing business. And that meant that I was only given a fraction of what I could actually do and how I could actually serve. And that is very, very important. Okay, so a business mindset also means knowing when you have to take very good care of yourself. You have to take care and make very smart decisions for yourself. And what does this lead to? Having the business mindset not only supports you, it supports you in understanding what being in business is about, which is about making money, like I said 20 times by now, but you need to understand this. You really, really do. But also, it allows you to have the confidence to provide even better services to your clients. It allows you to understand what you should be doing versus not doing, meaning what you should be hiring out. What are the things that you need to be having other people do rather than the things that you need to do for yourself? So it also means what you should be putting your attention and energy to, and what kind of systems and structures you should have in place so that things are more automated and so that you're more accountable, so that you can actually get things done. Accountability is one of the main things here. If you know that you have been in the same place for a very long time, like I was for a year, right, before I had, my big breakthrough, and you have not done anything to make sure that you're receiving the level of accountability that you need to have a breakthrough, then you know that there's something deeply emotional and wounded inside of you that is stopping you. It's stopping you from taking the right types of actions. Okay? So you need to take care of that. You need to understand, what is it that's going on? If you don't adopt a business mindset, then you are, from this point, guaranteeing your failure. And this is very sad. It's very sad. I'm very sad about it. I'm very sad that I hear so many women have these big dreams, and yet they are not having the support system in place that will guarantee their success rather than their failure. Okay? I'm really not saying this. Please believe me that I'm not saying this to be rude or mean. That is not my intention at all. I had to come to the same realization myself. I had to understand that throwing money at the problem was not going to help. Working really hard was not going to help, like I did in my corporate job. It was not helping at all. I spent so many nights staying up until 2 a.m. working, and nothing was happening. Okay? It was stepping into the role of businesswoman that has that business mindset and having that understanding that I was deeply committed to my success that did it. That is what did it. Okay? Before I understood this, I was making all the wrong decisions. I was spending all this money on things that sounded like something that I needed in order to succeed. But I didn't realize that the biggest thing that I needed to do was me. I needed to become that confident businesswoman. I had to step up, sponsor high-end events and get more targeted leads and focus my energy on the things that were going to bring me money. And I had to start speaking more and doing this type of hangouts in order, or calls and things like that, in order to magnetize people to my business seamlessly. And of course, I was then able to serve even more people. So if you're here to serve, this is what you need to do. Like, you need to recognize, I'm here to serve. Like, I'm here to serve, and this is what I need to do. Okay? I really honestly, I don't need statistics to let me know that businesses all around me are failing. Many of my friends, like I mentioned before, they started with me and they had the same dream, and they're no longer doing this. And I'm sure that you have friends around you that also started and they went back to corporate, or they decided to do something else. It's a tough game, okay? And you need to make sure that you continue to center yourself all the time, and that you're headed in the right direction. You have the right support systems in place to make sure there's no question about it that you are going. So what is the challenge in understanding all of this and then starting to implement it in your life? Because I knew a lot of this for a long time, but how did I break through that, right? The challenge for you, as it was for me, and it is for everyone on this journey, there's no exception, is to stay on track. There are just so many distractions in our lives and in our business, many of them emotional, like I mentioned before, or many are, lack of clarity, like you don't understand this or you don't know that, and they take us away from our goal, okay? Our big goals. Once you leave this Google Hangout and you will leave with all these ideas as to what you want to do, and like how you want to make sure to implement this information into your life, and then life starts to happen, and then you put it off for later, and then all of your best intentions will be set aside, and you don't actually have a very specific plan in place to make sure that that it happens, that what you intended at the very beginning, at the end of this call, happens. Okay? You're like, let me see if I can sink this deeper for you, because I really want you to get this. Your current state of being has gotten you to where you are right now. And some of you may be very happy. You may be very happy with where you are. But if you want more, if you want to reach that next level in income and ensure that you're continuously creating a business that fulfills you, then you have to do whatever it takes to stay on track, okay? I know that I have met so many women who had the best intentions. I had the best intentions for a very long time. And they said, and I said, that they were going to do it by themselves. And many months later, after speaking to them, nothing has changed. I told you, a year of my life, a year where I spent $50,000 on nothing, because I was doing absolutely nothing at the time. Yes, I was serving a few people, but it wasn't anywhere near enough. It wasn't enough, okay? And those women are still in the same place, wasting valuable time, valuable energy, implementing the wrong things in their business because they are not clear, because they're being led by their emotions rather than the truth, and because they do not have the right business mindset in place. So I am going to tell you exactly how you can turn this around today, like from this training, into lasting transformation. I want this to stay with you, okay? I have to tell you, I have a deep passion for helping women entrepreneurs create lasting change in their businesses and in their lives. This is for business owners, as it is for health coaches and life coaches and other coaching professionals that want to create a strategy for success to achieve their big, bold dreams, okay? This is not about little things that you want to achieve. This is for big results, okay? That is why I created the Pearl of Purpose Mastermind. Personally, my heart was just breaking. It was breaking from seeing all these women, so many women stuck in the same repeating patterns. I wanted to create a community where they could feel safe and inspired, where they could be seen, where they could learn the best tools in the industry so that they can create a purposeful and profitable business. I wanted to create something that would give their potential the best chance that they had, because I know that without the proper tools, all of your potential will mean nothing. It will mean absolutely nothing. Like, you have all that you desire is already inside you. That potential is already there, but if you don't have the right tools and the right support system, then it will mean absolutely nothing. It will just stay in that place, and then you will not be able to serve. You will not be able to serve your people. Okay? And like I said, I have seen so many women. A lot of my friends, they're going back to their jobs. It's just heartbreaking because I know that that's not what they desire. I know that's not what you desire. If you're here, I know that that's not what you desire. You desire something much bigger. You desire something much better for yourself. And that is why I created my Pearl of Purpose Mastermind. You can learn all this stuff. You don't have to make it hard. It can be very easy. None of us are born knowing this. Okay. So now that you've heard all this, I want to ask you if it's okay if I share a little bit more about this program, the Pearl of Purpose Mastermind, like I lovingly call the Pop Mastermind, while giving you a few more valuable tips, because I want to make this really enjoyable for you. Okay, so I hope that you consented. My Pearl of Purpose Mastermind is a 6-month group coaching and mastermind program. We have 2 calls monthly, and by the end of this program, you will have accomplished one big goal in your business. So that is entirely up to you, okay? I heard from one of my clients recently that she wanted to make $17,000 by the end of 6 months. I think today she raised that number when we had our call, so to $50,000. But and that's more of a big goal. I want to be what you desire. I want it to be something that's really juicy, that's going to light you up, that's going to be like, yes, this is what I really want to do. And that is going to be fueling you so that you can take the action that you need to take, right? And that's what the calls are for, to make sure that you continue going back into alignment so that you can then take those actions, right? Another client said that she wanted to buy her dream house, right? That is her big, bold goal. And you will get to pick your own, and we'll make it together. We'll make sure that we will do that together so that is based on your desire and not in what you think you can have. Nothing really happens that's so great and juicy that's with what you think you can have. It has to be with what you really want. Okay, the best thing about this mastermind is the weekly accountability. We have bi-weekly calls, but we have weekly accountability in the group, in the online group, and you will have the consistent up-leveling in your clarity, in your emotional mastery, and best of all, in your business mindset. Okay, week by week, there's no reason at all whatsoever why by the end of the 6 months you will not achieve your big, bold goal. And you can have more than one. If you're really juiced up and you say, no, I don't want just one, I want to do like 5 big, bold goals, you go for it. I will be supporting you every step of the way to make sure that you get there. Now, let's talk about the investment, okay? You can achieve your bold goal, whatever it may be, through working with me one-on-one. Okay, my clients have transformed their lives and catapulted their businesses quickly this way. In fact, if you want to work with me one-on-one, I highly recommend it. You will get everything that's in the Pop Mastermind, but you will get it from me directly. So working with me privately starts at $5,000. It goes up to $10,000. But I'm not making a private offer about this today, but I just want to, to let you know, if you're interested, you can email me. But you don't have to do that. Like, you don't have to make that kind of investment to get the same amazing results. Okay? Plus, you'll have a really amazing, wonderful community of women that are passionate and powerful and who are also working on their big, bold goals. For me, this one is one of the most attractive features of the mastermind. I have gotten the best results in listening to others being coached in group programs, because they will come up with questions that I didn't even know I had. And that's the I don't know that I don't know kind of syndrome. And a lot of the times that is what causes the biggest breakthroughs in your life. So you also get, like I mentioned, the 2 trainings and 2 Q&A sessions per month, and you will have all your questions answered, especially your mindset, because those internal beliefs live deeply. They will start to surface, especially as you start growing as a businesswoman and you start giving the best of yourself. It will start coming, trying to pull you back down, because it wants you to stay the same. And you don't want to stay the same. Our nature as human beings is to grow, is to expand. It's the nature of the universe. It's not just us. Like everything in nature wants to grow. It wants to get better. Okay, so you want to make sure that you stay in a community when you can have that momentum and keep going, and that you have the support so that those mindset issues do not block you. Okay, so the full investment for my Pop Mastermind is $1,995. But, and I should say and, because I don't like saying but, and until tonight at midnight, the price is going to be only $1,495. I am making this so easy for you, beautiful, because I know that you need this. I know that this is going to be the right place for you to accomplish your biggest goal yet. The one that you have been waiting for years, okay? It has taken me years to get to some places sometimes. And once you do it, it starts picking up momentum, especially in the group dynamic. Everything is going to start picking up momentum. And you're going to transform that, and you're going to get it. It may even happen faster than you think, and then you can move on to the next goal and to the next goal, or you can work to several goals at the same time if you're a go-getter like me. It's up to you. I know that this is going to be the right place for you to accomplish your big goal, the one that you have been waiting for years, in your secret thoughts, okay? In those thoughts inside of your head where you're saying like, no, I could never want that. I couldn't do that. Yes, you can. Yes, you can. And if you have not even, like, those are the ones that you have not even given yourself permission to have. Now is the time. Now is the time. And I have a very exclusive bonus for the first 2 women that sign up. I already had 1 woman sign up. So there's another 2 bonus spots available. And you're going to love this. For the first 2 women that sign up today, you will get a 90-minute purpose and prosperity realignment intensive. Now, let me tell you how powerful this is, and the reason that I am sharing this with you now, because I kept thinking, what is it that I can give these women to actually step into themselves, like into their truth, into their power, into their business woman, even like better than ever. And how can I support the women that actually take fast action? This is a service that I only make available to my private clients, because it is so targeted and so awesome that I have to know you. I have to know you. I have to run it like I run my private intensives, which are 7 hours. We go really deep and we focus on gaining clarity and what is and isn't working, how to make those things that are not working better for you, and create an implementation plan so that you start taking action right away. It is the perfect call to have before the mastermind starts, so that you can get all the laser calls will be more like the Q&A calls, laser call, coaching calls are going to be more to tweak those areas that we already talked about during the 90-minute intensive, the Purpose and Prosperity Realignment Intensive. So you'll have all of that. And for the rest of you, once you're in the mastermind, you will have the opportunity to sign up for this if this calls to you. But for the first 2 women, like I said, I only offer it to my clients. I don't offer this to the regular public at all. Like, I don't like even if they wanted to pay me even more money. No, this is for my people, only my people. And this is separate from the program. And the value of this intensive is at $1,495, the same as the Pearl of Purpose Mastermind. Now, this means that you will be getting the 90-minute intensive and the Pearl of Purpose Mastermind only for $1,495. I don't know how that sounds to you, but to me, it sounds freaking awesome. And if you're really ready to step into your businesswoman and to really do business, not do a hobby anymore, then that is exactly where you need to be. And this is like, this, you will benefit incredibly. I did one of those this morning. The woman that I did it with, she was like, I can actually believe that my dreams are a possibility right now. That is what I want for you. So if you take fast action, and by fast action, that means send me an email. My email is sasuhope@fullyvibrant.com. You can get the spelling of my name here. It should be in the Hangout page. It's SAZZU, hope@fullyvibrant.com. You can send me an email and request a session with me tonight, and we can get to it. Because there are only 2 spots for those bonus 90-minute intensives, and I'm not giving more of those away. They are $1,495. I'm giving them to the fast action takers, and I'm giving them as a bonus because I love you and I want you to succeed. And if that's for you, then you'll know that you're going to be writing me an email right now. Okay? So if you're thinking, but I don't have the time, listen, the calls will be recorded. You'll have plenty of opportunity to ask questions ahead of time, and you'll have the materials. And if you don't have time, believe me, you need this. There's going to be a module on time management and on becoming friends with time and having a really good relationship with time. I will give you the way that I am never late to anything, like the way that I have completely transformed how I spend my time. And this is the same system that I work with every single one of my clients. Once you have it, you will not say I don't have time, because that's something that I don't even say I don't have time. No, you have the time. You have to make the time for the things that are really worth it to you. Is your business worth it, or is it a hobby? That's the question. Now, if you're saying I don't have the money, okay, well, if you don't have the money and you think that that's the thing that's holding you back, then you can't afford not to make this investment, because just getting one tiny client will be enough to pay for the Pop Mastermind. And then you have 6 months of support where you will continue to get, like, you're not just going to get one client out of working together. Well, you're going to get more than one. So this is really a no-brainer for you. And I don't even want to hear that excuse from you, because that is just like, at this point in this consciousness, like, you have to understand that you have to make an investment for yourself. You have to make the right investment for yourself. Is this the right investment for you? If you don't know if this is the right investment for you, then I really want you to email me and let's set up a time for us to talk. If this is something that you're like, okay, well, it sounds good, but I'm not sure, I don't know that much about her, or I have questions about this or questions about that, you can ask him during the Q&A now, or you can send me an email and then we can chat privately if you would rather have those questions be private. Okay? And if you're thinking, I have to think about it, typically when someone thinks that, like when someone says that, is that they have questions, and I want to answer your questions. So like I said before, just send me an email and we will set up a time to chat. I'm actually made availability on my schedule tonight. The only hour that's not available, it's at 6 p.m. So we'll be able to chat. You can send me an email with your phone number, and then we'll set up a time for us to have a call tonight, because I want you to be able to get this. Remember, the price is going up tonight at midnight to $19.95. That's the full value that you're going to get for being in the mastermind for 6 months. 6 months. 6 months with trainings bi-weekly, with Q&As bi-weekly, okay? With support weekly for accountability, So with a community of women that are going to be going through the same thing. This is huge. It's huge. And it's here available to you. So you can choose for yourself what's the best course of action. And obviously, if you have questions, I know that this may be like a big investment to some of you. I remember making similar type of investments when I was starting out, or just consciously, because I don't just throw money. Like I said, you don't throw money at a situation. Like, you want to make sure that you know what you're spending your money on. So any questions that you have about that, you want to absolutely send me an email. Okay, and the email address again is sasuhope@fullyvibrant.com. Okay, now it's time for the Q&A. I want to see what is in there. There is so far just one question. And do you know anything about the music business? John, no, I don't know anything about the music business. My business expertise is primarily with business owners and coaches, but I wonder what specifically you what specific question you have about the music business, because if it's something like, I mean, it depends on what the question is. That's not a question that I can answer you that I don't have any knowledge of the music business in particular, but businesses tend to work the same way. They have the same type of systems and structures and things like that work. So if there's something in particular that I can support you with, please ask a specific question. Okay, I think that is it. I didn't see anybody in the chat, so I'm super excited about this. I just can't wait to make sure that this is all I'm just super excited about this. If you have any questions tonight, like, I'm gonna make myself, like I said, available until the end of the day. I want to make sure that you get in with the super juicy bonus, and then you can also send me questions via email. Okay, so I'm very, very happy to have served you today, doing exactly what I love to do, which is supporting you. And I will speak to each and every single one of you very soon. Much love. Bye.